How's it going, everybody? I want to make a new updated video now that I have a GoPro Hero 5 to show you all exactly what 15% looks like on a vehicle. So that way, for those of you guys who are thinking about tinting the windows on your vehicle, you know exactly what you're going to be getting. So the Civic will be leaving my driveway here in the next few weeks, as my Jeep Rubicon should be built here sometime in the next few weeks and delivered, which I'm pretty excited about. And I plan on getting the same exact tint put on that too, so videos to come soon with that car as well. So if you notice, you cannot see inside the car at all. During the day, you cannot see inside of it. And during the night, you absolutely cannot see inside of the car, no matter how close you get. Even during the daytime, if someone were to try to get nose close to your window, they will not be able to see the belongings inside your car, which is perfect for security. And if you're worried about people seeing you driving, they can't see you either, which is great. I love that. So they don't even know who's driving the car. So that's what it looks like from the outside. Now, let me show you all the inside. All right, so here's no tint against the house. Then we have the 15% tint for the sun strip. This is super great. I highly recommend it. It really avoids you having to put your sun visor down constantly, since it blocks out the sun, which is really nice, so you're not having to constantly flip that thing down. So that's what it looks like against the house. No tint and the house. Now here's a little comparison of what the tint looks like against the house and no tint on the windshield. And this is just an ordinary day, you guys. It's not a gloomy day or anything like that. This is kind of what you get every single day. On gloomy days, it does look a lot darker. Keep that in mind. And at nighttime, it's a lot harder to see, especially for those of you who have trouble seeing at nighttime. I don't recommend getting 15% tint if you have trouble seeing at night, or if you've never driven with tint before. Do not get 15 to start. So here's a view against my dad's Toyota Tacoma. He has a gunmetal gray for the color, so it's not quite black, but it's not quite silver. And that's kind of what it looks like against his truck. Now, I noticed myself rolling down the window, passenger side window, sometimes at night if I get out to my car and I see someone in a dark car parked super close to my car to where it's a super tight fit and I'm trying to back up to get out of the space. That's when I find myself rolling the window down at night. Very rarely, but I have a ton of experience driving with tint. I came from 20% tint on my Nissan 350Z, and so the 15% tint was really not a big deal. Pretty gradual, like easy transition. That's what it looks like in the back. And I'm gonna start my car real quick for you guys, just so you can see what it looks like with the tint versus no tint. And then I'll also point out another thing too that I noticed. And I'm sorry if the GoPro, you guys, is picking up the engine noise of the vehicle. So I'm sorry if it picks up that. So here's no tint. You can see, you know, grass is pretty green. You can see really clear, of course, with no tint. And there's the tint. I'll also be making a video once I get my Rubicon, after my windows are tinted, once I get a mount as well too for the GoPro, showing you guys what this looks like driving at night with 15% window tint. A lot of people are curious about that, so I'd love to show you guys just so you all know exactly what you'll be getting yourselves into before you go out and spend a few $100s on tinting your vehicle, only to find that you don't really like it or that you love it. So here we are without tint. And here we are with the tint again. Definitely is a little bit darker opposed to no tint, not as bright. Now moving on to this side to show you what it looks like against my dad's truck. And there's no tint. There's tint. My windows are pretty dirty with rain spots. I apologize about that, you guys. And there's no tint. And there's tint once more, just to get y'all an idea. Now, the other thing I wanted to point out here real quickly for you guys is vehicle, it's extremely dark in the car. Like, that's the first thing I noticed with having the window tint so dark. It's super dark in here. Like, watch, when I roll down all my windows, there's so much more light that comes in here. And what's really weird is when you've been so accustomed to driving around with tint for so long, and it's a nice sunny day and you roll just your driver's side window down to get some sun in, it's like you're almost blinded. It's like, oh my gosh, it's so blinding because you're not used to it. But it makes it super dark inside the cabin, that's for sure. So that's another thing to keep in mind. So I hope that this video was able to give you guys some insight as to which way you'd like to go with tint. For those of y'all who are kind of wondering what tint would be best for you. If you guys have any questions though about tint or anything like that, like I said, I have a lot of experience, years of experience with driving with tint, and I'll be more than happy to answer any questions you guys may have. Thanks again for watching, everyone, and I hope you all have a great day. Bye-bye.